Hello, my name's Abraham, and welcome to A Cup of Tea and a little bit about me. I think it's only fitting that we start off by talking a little bit about what some of my favorite hobbies are. So, I would consider my favorite hobby to be playing soccer. When I'm not hanging out with family and friends or doing homework, working, vaulting, anything like that, etc. You can probably find me on a pitch somewhere working on juggling or skill moves or just having fun competing against other people. My second favorite hobby would probably be just exploring nature. I really like going on long walks or even runs. I have a wide assortment of trails near where I live, so I like to go and explore those and interact with nature. And yeah. So I'm not completely sure if this counts as a hobby, but I really enjoy eating food. Eating food from different cuisines, different cultures. And I'd say my final two hobbies would have to be swimming. It's actually a really odd story, maybe even funny, how I learned how to swim. And listening to music. I consider myself to have a very diverse musical range. And yeah. Now a little bit more about my pole vault experience. So it's actually a funny story how I got into pole vault. I would consider it somewhat of an accident. Throughout middle school, I focused mainly on long distance. That's what I felt was fitting for me. When I went into high school, I had no idea what I was getting into for track and field. Throughout the indoor season, I focused mainly on long distance work. I kind of just thought that's what I would just go into during track season, but that's not what happened. I spent the first week kind of thinking about what I should go into. Couldn't decide. Eventually, one of the coaches came up and was like, "Hey, go try out pole vault." Had a really small team. I went out and tried it, and little did I know pole vault would be the sport that would teach me a lot in life. So during a regular year, I'm a tri-sport athlete. I do varsity soccer, followed by varsity wrestling, and then varsity track and field, or pole vault. Pole vault quickly became one of my favorite out of those three. Pole vault is definitely a very unique feeling, and you never get used to it. You know, you start at the end of the runway, you run through, and it's just a new feeling each time. There's no same feeling, and that's one of the reasons that I really enjoy it. And yeah. So due to COVID, my third track and field season got canceled, and that was somewhat of a bummer for me. I was expecting to do like pretty well that season, so I was really disappointed when I found out it got canceled. I wasn't exactly sure what to do, considering the nearest place for me to pole vault is about an hour and a half away to go and come, so that would be like a 3-hour commitment each time I wanted to vault. So eventually I decided that's what I wanted to do. So like during this off season, this winter season, or what would have been our indoor season, I committed to going there for 3 months, and I came in with 12.6 and I came out with 14 feet. So I would consider that a pretty good improvement. So vaulting during the indoor season was definitely very like beneficial for me and helpful, but it quickly became like somewhat of a financial burden that I didn't want to put on my parents, and I was like working so I could be able to consistently vault throughout those 3 months and pay for the practices, the gas, everything like that. So I took a 2-week break, and I decided to stay at home more and focus on getting stronger, getting in the gym, working on those key lifts, deadlift, bench, squatting, things like that. Also working on more of my skill. One of my problems is that my left arm is always collapsed like a 90-degree angle. Um, what I'm doing to fix that right now is consistently doing wall plants and things like that. Like, I don't have a pole that I can use. So what I did, which I think worked pretty well, was I went to Lowe's. It's a home improvement store, and I got a 10-foot PVC pipe. I corked one of the ends with like a PVC cover, and I just do like one-step wall plants with that, just to make sure that I can get that muscle memory of that plant down. So I'll be posting some videos of what some of those drills look like for me. And yeah, one of my fondest memories from the pole vault was getting to compete in Australia for the Down Under Sports International Track and Field Competition. It was definitely a jump in my life. It was the first time I'd ever been on an airplane in general, and for the first time to ever be on an airplane and you're headed 10,000 miles away from your family is definitely something that is, you can't really prepare for it. It's kind of unexpected. So that was definitely a really fun experience that I'll never forget. And I got to work with some Olympic coaches. I ended up medaling third place in my age group. So I was 15 at the time, but because my birthday was past that yearly cycle, I ended up competing again in the 16-17 age group. And overall, yeah, it was definitely a really fun experience, and I'd love to do it again if I could. So yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit about me and my pole vault experience. Pits for my school come out on Monday, so I'm definitely psyched to get the season going and expecting great things this season. And yeah, thanks for watching.